Alright peeps, welcome back to Lemon Canyon. We've got sleeping beavers, awakened kits, and freshly awakened water sources. If we hang about here long enough, the water will, I swear it will, start to rise there it guns. And this big contamination sensor is staying off for now, due to the fact there's a distinct lack of contamination knocking about down, yeah. And on top of all of that, our big water slopers here have automatically unpaused. These bad lads down here have automatically paused. We have brought automation to Lemon Canyon, or Lemonless Canyon I should say. And I've been having myself a bit of a think in between episodes, particularly about resourceful. And the fact that they cannot process and have no idea what to do with any of these foods down here, hence them not even being picked up. And looking at our warehousing here, we want soybeans and kohlrabies. And having a look at our industry here, we can process canola into canola oil and get that in some soybeans fermenting together for some tasty fermented soybeans. Now looking at our ratio here, it's 6:1 soybeans to canola oil. And 1 canola seed makes 1 canola oil. So I've got my plant mixed crop set up for a 6:1 ratio, soybean to canola, and then 8 kohlrabies. So that's 53% kohlrabi, 40% soybean, and 7% canola. I've got me override and destroy existing plants toggle on, because we are going wild with it up here. Now where we already have soybeans, I'm not going to get that removed. I'm going to say beavers, definitely be removing that, thank you very much, Lee. And we'll just keep the soybeans. But as for the rest of yous here, yous are gonna have to get ripped up by our 8 builders in what I would class as a real casual speedy up bit. And I've also noticed while doing this bit speedy up bit that those dirt blocks that are popped in between episode 24 and 25 are the wrong way round and they'll never get bloody built. Is it just me, or are beavers not actually removing these resources here? Oi builders, what precisely are yous up to? What priority jobs have I got going on that I didn't realise? Yeah, this is all maximum priority, but there's no logs to be had, so the beavers shouldn't be bothering with it. They should be picking up all of these crops that I've told them to. Well, apart from up here of course, because it's all out of range. Looks like we're going to be plopping in a new path down there. And there's one more thing I want to get done, I want resourceful. And that's take the advice of the comments that this contamination sensor isn't going to work. We just need to rebuild this whole bloody thing. So now we've got a big wide open hole. We get our contamination sensor slapped in there. And then we very simply fill it with levies. Apart from right on this section where we are going to have to get proper fancy with it with a 3x1 metal overhang and an overhang levy. So now we will be, well, not quite yet. We need to get the impermeable floors whipped back on there, but now we've got ourselves a watertight box that we can automate. Oh, but not quite yet, because these are still sluices, which means they can't be automated. Hey, but you can see this laddie's closed because it's clean water, and this laddie's open up here. So now, beavers, if you wouldn't mind getting all of that in, ideally before the next bad tide. Actually, do I need to be properly getting this in right here, right now? Oh, but there's no wood. Well, there's lots of wood, but it's a bit difficult to... Oh, no it is not, MiGly. We have fancy pants ladders. You just slap them up the side, and then all of a sudden, you've got access for loads and loads of bloody lumberjacks. See now, beavers, this is your true maximum priority job. I'm going to remove everything else down to high priority, as well as redo this properly. Oh, and yeah, maybe just having the lumberjack flag next to all of the growing up trees will probably help with our log supply and all. And am I saying this right? Hang about. Let's get down onto the beaver level here. Thankfully there's no big TNTs, but look how wonderful these bloody pools are brimmed. Ben, how didn't our Keystone done this? We got a bush in a tree and some planting in the area. That's actually so cool. I wasn't really looking forward to the fact that if I made anything for planting, it just wasn't going to get any natural growth. But I was wrong, and I bloody love the fact I was wrong. Oh, and of course, we got a drought approaching on day 3. We haven't even moved. Oh no, look at that. Reservoir is certainly not full. Neither is the big old Canyon reservoir. Man, our resourceful beavers, you better not actually be starving. Ooh, you've got next to day food. Right, you just need to gather a flag. Unpause the gather a flag. That might help matters MiGly. You know what? At least it's a drought and not a bad tide. Things could actually be worse over here. We're not resourceful beavers. You're a resourceful bunch. Look after yourselves for a while, because I need to check on the Lemonless Overlook here, which hasn't even filled its wee reservoir and started irrigating the Lemonless Canyon. And honestly, peeps, I'm sure this will have a little bit to do with it. So I'm going to manually pause these water slurpers. I'll set up automation at some point for when our water tank reserves run real low. Then we'll have our emergency slurpers doing here. But other than that, no slurping from the wee pool. We've only got the tiniest water source, and if I remember correctly, it's like 0.5 strength. 0.25 strength! Yeah, now that isn't filling up anything remotely quickly. But we can at least slurp some bad water, which we desperately need to do, and store. Well, if we've got coffee, extract, water, we may as well have a bit of bloody bad water, because then it all makes it up. Bad water turns into extract, water turns into coffee. And you can tell this is an old season, like. MiGly, where are all the storage boxes for, you know, all the resources made to require and store the bots? I suppose at least now we can get real cheesy with it with some terrain blocks. Oh, no, that's actually perfect. We can just stack them here. 1 large warehouse already connected to the paths. 2 large warehouse already connected to the paths. 3 large warehouse already connected to the paths. 4 large warehouse already connected to the paths. Oh, and I am tempted. But we haven't built any of these platforms yet. And we're not even utilising the second layer of bot part factories, so I'm gonna do it. We're deleting these plankaroos here. Make sure you pick them up before they disintegrate, because that's the thing you just have to worry about now, Beavers. So first, we start off with some single platforms instead of doubles. Then we whip out some far-along our hangs. And after that, we're straight back to double platforms, not forgetting to replace the paths along the way. And I'm already saying I'm going to have to do some additional reworking here, because that is simply not on. Oh, peeps! That's really like a path extension now. Oh, it's been so long without path extension. I've missed it so very much. Look at all of these extra overhangs we get. We get middle blocks. We get hanging over from each bloody side blocks there. It is glorious. Alright, we are going to get absolutely... Oh, the big pillars! I have plans for these big pillars, div no worry peeps. We will be using them. Although rather anticlimactically, the easiest and most efficient way to deal with this little situation that I'm in here is to go 1 off to the side here, and then 4 off, replacing that single platform altogether, because then we can easily slap another 4 along on there, and just duplicate this bad lad right on there. So up on this top level, we've got bot assemblers, so let's have a dig of what they need to work. They need 3 different bot parts, which is handy because we got 3 large warehouses up here. Let's get our bot heads, our bot chassis in this laddie, and then last but not least, our bot limbs down the side. And as for these 3 here, to make the bots, we need different warehouses. Warehouses that hold a lot less than our large warehouses. So I'm tempted to eke out a little bit extra storage here. Although that all does depend on whether we can, yes we can, clear the steam engines. So no platforms this time, we're going straight in with our far-along overhangs, which does mean we're going to have to actually delete a platform here. So we can get our side platform on and continue our top overhangs here. Now storage-wise, we've got storage for 1200 gears knocking about. So ideally, we should have 1200 planks and 1200 metal block storage. I don't think we're going to get that high, but I'll put as many as I can on, you know. Alright, so now we've got our 6 large industrial piles there. The only thing we need to concern ourselves with is bloody actually accessing them. So for these bot part factories here, we just need to continue this level So we're reversing what we've done earlier. We're going into single eye platforms. Path on the end, absolutely not a matter. Oh, and I'm thinking, handy dandy ladders. Let's just plonk one in here and have ourselves a bit of a ladder stack going up. Because we're not blocking any access if we do that. And then instead of doing double eye platforms along here, we just do 2 rows of singles. And then we have easy access straight in. Absolutely not a matter. Oh, now that is glorious. I'm very happy with that. Oh, hang on. Where's the path connection here? How are we connecting into this bit of path? Can I send the ladder down one more? Delete single high platform. Replace with ladder. Oh, there we go. Absolutely not a matter. Make sure you connect all of the layers of the ladder up. But now we are properly, fully connected in here. And all of that beavers now has to be a high priority. So bloody get amongst it. I do also think a large tank full of that beautiful grease should be up the tippity top here. Ooh, piece of TNT. I must have really wanted to get the wood out of this oak like. And now we can do it easier than I thought previously by getting a fancy pants spiral stair on there. And looking at our food, peeps, I am mildly terrified. And I mean, oh, look at the moos! Oh, look at all the different moos! What a moo! He's all chilling, just facing through each other, living with all of the bloody... That reminds me! I got a legendary comment. I figured out what we're gonna do here. First of all, we're gonna catch some of these breeding pods when they're near the top and pause them. That will help greatly with our food issue that we're very rapidly running into. But while we wait for all of those to fill up, we're gonna go ahead, delete this small tank and these 2 bits of path here. Because we are going to be constructing a lemon memorial out of these brand new, never seen before by these beavers and lemon or lemonless canyoneers. Easily worth the 700 science points. Lemon memorial here, and I'm pretty sure you can already see what's going to occur. And I'll give that a maximum priority before we run out of woods, because it's a maximum bloody priority job. You've got to memorialise the lemons of Lemonless Canyon. Yo, Vulta, would you mind letting us know how you got contaminated? And you need to also turn your horse around and head straight for District 9. Oi! Oh, they've probably got their eyes on some bloody food, haven't you? Where are you off? He's gonna steal some food and then they're gonna go all the way back to District 9. This is nae good. This is why you're getting banished, pal. Oh no, he was just going home. Now, old mate's on a wonder. Oh, you can tell because they're not following the path. Oh, how is this the fastest? Oh, because of the ladders. Straight over the ladders. And then straight through the 4-way district centre, which I can definitely do. Definitely, I'd just rather jump around. Oh, we're going to go through the cassavas, through the kohlrabis. I hope you're not infecting the bloody food for the rest of the beavers you like. But get yourself across this busy bridge, through your district gate, where you will never, ever return to. Ah, you do get a gun across a big bridge though, so you know what? Things could be worse. And they are worse. Bye! Oh, and peeps, I've just realised why this fence isn't in. It was, I would say, at least 5 out of 6, if not 6 out of 6, and just requiring some bloody hammer blows. But now, I need to put 6 metal parts in it. It's going to be the one special fence. As in, it probably won't be completed for quite some time. And with 0.6 days remaining. Oh, the moose! The moose are doing here too! What a moo! Oh! So, I had a mad comment about this area when I was asking, like, what should I do with it? And I feel like leaving it alone and seeing what happens. And that's essentially what the comment said, except for, put a wee path through a couple of benches, make it nice for the beavers. And I will be doing that. The old lemon canyon, now bereft of its lemons, including all of its old automation here, will be ye old nature park. Oh, the resourceful beavers have got up here. Thanks for telling us you've got now to do. Because we need to get every last tree chopped from the rim, or at least the inner and upper rim. Not too fussed about the outer rim just yet. And I reckon that is a good enough job for now. Doing that, I was definitely thinking I can see the use of that bloody cut all trees mod, like, where you just tick it and it's like, every tree is marked for cutting. Oh, hello, buddy, get that bloody old pine chomped and get to building. The barbed wire repulsion system at the very least. Oh, look at the two-headed moo! It's been a while since I've seen a two-headed moo. Maybe the lack of humans is due to the nuclear fallout. But Brahmins aside, we need to get this path. I'm sorry, Brahmin! Oh, I didn't realise your path would just delete you from existence. Yeah, now we need to harvest these soybeans, connect the path, and then our beavers will finally be able to rip up all of these useless plants. Well, not useless, just useless to our current survival? What? Oh, I mean, I suppose if you've got the storage for it, you may as well, yeah, just pick it. Well, in that case, I'm just going to let the farmer beavers, like, naturally pick them over time. And let's re-roll these last couple here. And then manually say, this is a soybean plantation. Soybean. Oh, the coos loving the lack of path there now. And what do you reckon the chances are that this is past 90-odd%? Of course it is, right, I am definitely. I don't even care that I've got a drought inbound. I'm going to pause this when it hits 99%. No, not before. Only when it's hit 99%. And the others, ooh, that's encroaching on 99. Yeah, we'll get pause in this one and all. 25 drought, peeps. Oh my. Yeah, we definitely need to be ensuring that these are getting paused. We cannot be overpopulating for no reason. Speaking of, there's a lot over here as well. Let's just continue a speed 3 adventure over here. That way we don't have to concern ourselves with all of the devastation that's occurring everywhere. Why are there a lot of hungry and thirsty beavers up here? 99%. Let's get E paused. And then let's have a look at the 615 food that's over here. And the 11 unemployed beavers. Especially when there's 48 vacancies knocking about over here. And 10 times as much food. Oh, look how it is! That's right. Thanks to Ember Canyon, Ember Pelts is now re-enabled. I actually love the fact that I had Ember Pelts enabled the last time I played this little map as well, and then I just happened to do it again. So I've sent 30 beavers from district centre to district centre. So now we've got less vacancies down here, and vacancies up here. But yeah, now I think we genuinely may need to just up the amount of farmers knocking about. Because look at all of this resource here that just is not picked in the slightest. Do I not have a gatherer flag here? Gatherer flag? Eee! Alright, beavers, these 4 soybeans need to be ripped up with a maximum priority, and since there's a rogue cassava in here, that's getting ripped up as well. And while yous are doing that, let's have ourselves a bit of a check on how the draining's gunning here. It just isn't gunning at all. Oh, annoying! I used overhang levies. I really was thinking I was going to be dead clever this episode, peeps, and delete one of these overhangs and just chuck a bloody straw in there. But nay. Ooh. I might still be able to do that though. This overhang right here better not be on a levee. It is nay. On a crucial levee at least. It's on a corner. Right then. If we delete this overhang. It also deletes the levee unfortunately. But we don't have any rush of bad water coming in. That's the main thing. Now let's turn the bad water off to see what level we get to. That's still... Hang on about MiGly. Didn't say. You didn't even build this at the right level, you absolute numpty. Look at that, peeps. Look at that. Well, not that, because I've just blinded you. Sorry about your pupils there. But look at that gap. Right at the front. What a numpty. But it also does help us because it means we can slip right to the bippity bottom. One high dynamite on there with a maximum priority, thank you very much, Lee. And then we're going to real casually pop in a long, deep barbed water pump. Temporary middle access down there. And that was a genius idea right there. Right. Let's not waste all of these jobs when we could quite easily get a bit of automation on the crack. And I say easily, but I have filled up this entire bloody thing, haven't I? Oh, no, I haven't. There's still a few gaps where we can monitor the bad water level from. Now let's take the world away a bit here so we can get a better idea of what this looks like. Look at that, isn't it beautiful under all of the bad water? But we've got a dam knocking about here. And I would say that's such a small area, it doesn't really matter where we take our reading from for the depth sensor. We just need to somehow get one in. And off the side of this overhang is the perfect place for it. Want to get myself a quick depth sensor on the side there. See, Beavers, that is a high priority build. Oh, you know what should be a bloody high priority build and all? Whichever one of these bad water discharges is furthest along. Now, they are all minimum priority jobs, unfortunately, which means they all likely just have 50 explosives in them. Well, this one's the closest, so high priority Beavers. If we get bad water in here during droughts, because we really need to not be running out of bad water down here, which we will certainly do in the next 23.8 days. Oh, Beavers have kaboomed the TNT in, or banged the TNT in, so let's kaboom it. We also want to get our Beavers banging even more TNT in here. Oh, what does this mean? Does it mean that I have to rejig the whole levee system here? Ooh, actually, I might be able to be cheeky. Get a bit of a corner action and just replace this. Stop moving over here, Beavers. This platform with a levee. It's a busy little bloody intersection, that, isn't it? Oh, I don't even need to bloody kaboom these ones. Hey, not bad at all, past MiGly. You sort of maybe looked into some of it being correct. But let's check our level here. If we pop stairs there, we will be connecting in. And if we pop stairs in here, we will be connecting. So that is perfect. And since there's no way for Beavers to even get doing into the bad water now, we may as well just delete these and get the resources back for them. Oh, and it does line up. Look at that. Absolutely perfect. This is definitely getting paused though. I'm not taking any chances on that. Okay, so we've got the high... Oh, these are all maximum priority. MiGly, you were probably on one when you built this, weren't you? I don't think we need a maximum priority bloody construction site on the explosives factory, considering that's the only thing that we managed to get in these bad water discharges. Tell you what, like 6 seasons ago, MiGly had some priority issues knocking about. Although I don't think they're much better nowadays. I still tend to maximum prioritize everything. Oh, thankfully, we got some automation in here, so we're not draining our lovely source pools that keep all of this wondrous food irrigated, including the eggplants that we can't process or eat at the moment. Oh, yes, we've got food up here, don't we? We have food! We have water! Ooh! And we will be able to drain this bit of the reservoir during this drought. That is fantabulous! Because it opens up all of these scrappers and we can maybe finally get all of this scrapped. Oh, no scrappers on the rim have run out of things to scrap. It looks like we're going to have to extend the path and maybe stop planting crops in here. Ooh, and looking here, we do not need this ladder stack or this ladder stack or even this double platform anymore. We've scrapped our way up here. We just need to simply connect a path into this ladder right here. Now, thankfully, our Beavers hadn't got round to planting an eggplant. Get the platform in quick, got it! So yeah, I'm maybe not quite as efficient as I would have liked, Beavers, but let's shift our scrappers over here. And all of these nothing to do in ranges are scaring us like, oh, I knew it was coming. You done a grand old scrap up here, pal. But you scrapped your last scrap. Hey, look at all of these bloody cheaty warehouses everywhere, man. I mean, I do love a cheaty deety handy dandy warehouse, but this definitely... Oh, you know what just came back to us? The cheaty deety handy dandy warehouse staircase all the way to the top of this dam. On both sides. It was ridiculous, peeps. It was... Oh, and I had a cheaty deety handy dandy warehouse staircase up here as well. Oh, those were the days. Early Lemon Canyoneers was a special time. Oh, we're still special in some ways though. Like, oh no, that's because it was paused. Yeah, we just missed one. I knew I had one that was ready to pop over here. Now up here we've got 2 that we need to keep an eye on. We've got a 95 and a 96, and then I believe there was a 92 dude in the bottom. So we're about to pause 3 more and have slightly less of an overpopulation issue. There we go, we're 92's up to 96, so we just need to hang about until it's 99 and get it paused. Right, that'll do for now, because we still do need some beavers knocking about, even if they are very hungry and thirsty for no reason. Oh, and look at the devastation, I mean progress, that our beavers are making up on the rim here. Let's extend the path suit. Are you dried up sauce? Ah, blockage. Might leave you there, we'll see how we feel. What I definitely want is a couple of more lumberjack flags. And any yees that are full can most certainly be paused, become builders and be bloody useful. Although looking at this, we only have 2 beavers for now today. I guess it's a good idea to make sure we've got maximum power on the crack then in that case. Maybe making our own planks. Hello? Who's bloody bobbing about here and resourceful? Good old Golden Bobbin there. You're a new fella, aren't you? Oh, it is proper golden. Look at them glistening in the sun. But anywho, Bobbin. Oh, Warren! Get your asses up! The ladders out around the resourceful district and past all of the moos to slurp until your heart's content. I do love a bit of resourceful with the Keystone mod. Look at all of the coos knocking about. What up, coos? You're a little bobbin coo, just not quite as golden. Oh, look at Golden Bobbin carrying the water. Bobbing up the stairs. Right, well, we're going to have to go somewhere else, otherwise we're just going to be following bloody Bobbin about all episode long. Oh, look which legendary beavers got all of this ripped up. Let's help you with that food situation. Quick farmhouse there. Quick gather or flag there. And then a quick maximum priorities. Beavers, get this in. It's an absolute emergency for yous. And what was here? Why is there a bit of bloody green ground there? Oh, that's right. We need to remember to keep on top of all of these and continue our pausing efforts. Now, I might calm down on me pausing at the moment because we still do have some vacancies up here and we still do need a lot of beavers to keep all of this operational. Although once we get automating everything, I wonder how many unemployed beavers we're going to end up with just by being that bit more efficient. Speaking of beavers, hurry up and just get this in, will you? Oh, and something we don't need to be doing anymore is having any inventors knocking about. We've got our big number cruncher to be getting our science. We'd rather have beavers being useful, and I'm sure there they are. We've got inventors our yonder way. Do we still have inventors down here? We do. You know, be useful. Elsewhere, we literally just had one left. Oh, fair enough. And our beavers have picked some kohlrabis so we can get a stair built. Oh, and when they pick these kohlrabis, we can get the bloody path connected in. Go on, beavers. Get in here and pick up a kohlrabi. I bloody dare you. Oh, there's a lot of beavers just cocked of old age there. There was a big scroll. And where are these beavers? Oh, there is. Oh, finally rocking up for a day's graft. If you wouldn't mind just, you know, picking this laddie up, because then I can get a path in and we can just be scrapping till our heart's delight. Or at least we can, once our 3 scrappers here, make our way around. But the real question here is, where are those eggplants going? Watch out for the coup. Make sure you take the left stair. That's why we've got 2 stairs here, you know, just in case there's a cow blocking the way. But it looks like... Oh, that's right, I can't jump through the ladders. I'm not as adept as the beavers. I have to yeet me way through here and just gone around the... Oh, hang on, let's have a look inside here. It looks like there's a bloody silo, like a grain silo knocking about in there. It is! Right, let's get a proper fair dinkum angle here, and we'll be able to have a proper deeks. On top of the power shaft. Oh, I'm slightly too low. Oh, you can just see it from the top. That's kind of cool. That, like, I've never actually looked this deep in. So this looks like it might be a corn one. Does that mean the eggplant one has a different little texture on the top? Let's have a scoot across. Because not all... Oh, it spins! Peeps, it spins when it's on! Like, the whole texture spins. That's bloody cool. Yeah, no, it definitely looks like it's the one texture, whether it's corn or eggplant rations you're making. But the reason we're up here is to see how our warehousing is going. Oh, it's going. Certainly, we've got a platform in. Platform and a half, if you want to be optimistic. Or do we actually have some storage in? Oh, we do. We basically got a storage tower, man. Now you need to be all negative, MiGly. It is occurring. Although I am tempted to maximum priority those ones. Because I want these laddies down here that are currently grafting to be as efficient as possible, which they can't be because they're all bloody full. You know, beavers, the platforms are the most expensive bits there anyway. Just maximum prioritise the whole shebang. Oh, this is actually mint for keystone. Look at the wetlands that are growing here. I mean, we've got some drylands that don't realise this is actually wetlands when we've had a decent length temperate season. This is actually lush over here. I mean, it looks lovely and it's luscious. The coos have got plenty of bait to eat. There's probably some fish knocking about. And that's right. We had bloody channels and canals to have, didn't we? We were doing a thing over here, which... Yep, we were doing it. What we were also doing was the bad water repulsion system up here. So let's have a quick check in on that. How are yous doing, beavers? Ooh, not bad at all. And I suspect yous need some dirt brought in. I mean, we have 10 beavers on the district crossing, like. So anything that comes in, gans out. And for some reason, we've got just so very many things here. Oh, you know what? Hang on. Why are we exporting logs? Yeah, beavers, you've got all of this to build. There's absolutely no reason to be exporting logs. Exactly. This beaver banger knows what's up. I love how the game just auto-saved as I came back there. And by the time the game finishes auto-saving, the beaver bangers dropped off the log and done their job. But yeah, now look, we got beavers in here banging away doing their job. That's what you should be doing. Not sending all our logs into the rest of the map. And you know what? We've got water. We've got logs. We've got unreliable effing power. 75 logs. Have I just got 75 logs back off that? Oh, peeps, if you're not aware, one version, we had 1% of resources back. So I would have got 1 log back off that. Getting 75 back is a bloody dream. But anywho, we'll have 1 steam engine for you, and then... And definitely because I didn't realise that Iron Teeth had these gravity batteries when I first played Lemon Canyon, we are going to get a bit of a drop down on the crack. And the way we're going to do that is with a real casual hour hang stairway. I'm going to set a marker with these platforms, so I know I just want to be anywhere around those 3 there. I'll even go really high so we end up conflicting with them. 1, a 2. Do I do it? Do I go all the way along for the extra block of height? Or do I go in the middle? Let's not be greedy, beavers, and gun for the middle, shall we? Particularly because we're going to unlock this fancy 5x1 central hour hang there. That should mean, if everything's been calculated correctly, that if we drop this laddie off this side and this laddie off this side, we are proper equaling here in the middle. I love it! Now all we need to do is ensure the power gets connected all the way in. But that's not all we need to do. We need to make sure that we're getting the decoration here and get a bad old brazier underneath every single one of these hour hangs. And I reckon that bad lad right there will keep us powered like nowt's a matter. Although the only issue is, yeah, we need to put stairs on all of this first. And I am not waiting until all of this is built to get that steam engine up and running. So we're going to be whipping out a fancy pants spiral stair. Then we're just going to be basic beavering it up to the top. And there we go. Once we get the big steam engine in, we'll be able to get the big staircase in. With batteries, and we'll be laughing our and resourceful. I've also just realised, if I scoot the path about here, I can get myself another builder's hut knocking around. So there you go, beavers. That's a maximum priority build and a low priority workplace. And that should come in handy considering we just freed up 4 workplaces with the big power wheel. Oh, and yes, that's right. I was threatening to get all efficient over here, wasn't I, last episode? Or why don't I find a spot underneath these platforms to pop a contamination sensor down? I reckon that bad lad, nice high up in the sky, will do us wonderfully. So that's currently 13. How efficient are we being here? That's reasonably efficient. I think it'll be a good idea to see when our beavers start getting horrendously inefficient in here. And that's where we can set our percentage to. But looking at the water now, we definitely have a decent bit of clean water before the bad water comes. Oh, alrighty then. You need metal parts to make the steam engine, which means we are going to have to go into metal and unlock the metalsmith here. 30 planks and 10... at least I know where you can go. But yeah, 30 planks and 10 bloody scrap metal. Get amongst it, beavers. Just get it bloody built. And honestly, I should probably just send a path straight down here, so we can have a beaver, demolishing the blockage and dismantling the ruins. You know, with all of these builds happening in Resourceful, I reckon it could be a canny idea to get an angle where the sky is not visible and whip out a mad old speedy up it until it's all in, and ideally our reservoirs fair dinkum drained. And to help with that, I demolished a medium tank, a medical bed, and replaced them both with a big old tank. Who needs a bed to recover in when you've got plenty of water storage? And while we're in a speedy up bit, I hope you're enjoying the return of lemonless Canyoneers, yeah? As I touched on in the last episode, I was waiting for the lemons to come back, but they're just not. It's not happening. That's okay. We're gonna move on and get an achievement, apparently. Alright. I didn't see what that was, so maybe Editor MiGly can blow it up in post and we can find out together. It is a shame to be in Lemon Canyon without any lemons. However, we do have the Keystone mod, and that's adding its own natural beauty to the place. And also looking at this, we need to up our bloody lumberjack flaggage down the bottom here. Now all I'm hoping for is that our beavers can slurp our reservoir, fill up that brand new big tank, and get to scrapping the rest of this scrap from here. Oh peeps, it's probably been a solid 20 episodes of actively trying to get the bloody scrap out of this river here. And you know what the best bit is? Since the subsequent updates of us starting Lemon Canyoneers, we don't even have to do this bad water solution anymore. There's better and easier ways. But to pay homage to update 5 or 6 or whatever it was when we started playing this map, we are not going to be using fancy levitating dart and whatnots in our bad water repulsion system. Now I may decide to whip out the dart instead of the side platforms, which no longer exist. Hey, the journey we've been on through this map. I have just checked the playlist description for Lemon Canyoneers, aka Season 5 of me Timberborn series. We started on Update 5, we've been through Update 6, Update 7, we're now on Update 1.0, and we're already planning for the 1.1 release when all of the sluices get magically changed into dodgy little fill valves. But anywho, enough of my waffling on. We're in speed 4 here, which means I need to speed this up quite considerably for it not to be laggy. And there it is. The water's drained, which means we have 1,000,000,000,000,000 billion beavers. Oh, hello there, you're looking all shiny, like you were just underwater or something. Down in the reservoir, scrapping up as much scrap as beaverly possible. Crack you like, mate? Any particular reason you were sitting on your arse staying out? I was going to say you should have a knee storage in here. And since there's no water here to be slurped, it's time to manually pause all of these. For now, we will be doing some automation, but for now, we manually pause. We also don't need super duper bonus scrapper hour here. Get yourselves paused. And to be fair, with only 18 vacancies, that means we still have 2 haulers knocking about. And we finally, now that we're getting scrap, have a metalsmith in, which means we'll finally get bloody metal parts and with steam engine, and these beavers can finally get back to work. But how are we doing in the rest of Lemonless Canyon here? Yous do have food, don't yous? Yeah, yous have still got food. Yous are just thirsty because of all of the travel yous are having today. Same guns for our here. We've got plenty of picked food. The moos are loving it. And we definitely should have all of these laddies paused. Do we still not have that bloody depth sensor in yet? We didn't even have this in! Metal parts, of course. I put a metal parts house down here, but it hasn't even been built yet, so it doesn't matter. But I certainly didn't put one up in here. So for now, beavers, get yourselves an emergency priority metal part workshop up there so you can get your one bloody deep bad water pump back up and running. You know what, I could probably delete this and get metal parts back, couldn't I? No. Wow. Genuinely was not expecting that. So I obviously built this with metal blocks so I get metal blocks back. But the new recipe's metal parts. That's kind of cool, that. I wonder if 1.1, when the sluices change, if this will change to metal parts instead. If I don't remember, try and remind us on, peeps. That's a canny little thing to check out, you know? You're only going to be able to check it out this once. And I did delete the water slurper here, so we And there's no point having it there because that's never ever going to get wet. Oh, that does remind me actually. Maybe it could be a good... Actually, we could do it here. Can we? We are sealed in here, aren't we? There shouldn't be any water knocking about. Or maybe... Yeah, perfect. It's at a different water level than the rest of the pool. So we know that it is separate. Alright, well, let's see what we need to do here. First of all, you need to be gone. Let's get all of that rubble back. And hopefully that isn't enough water to flood our bloody scrappers here, because they've got quite the job on their hands. Oh, and it looks like it stopped just before the beaver. That's perfect. Then in here, we need to have, and before I put this throttling valve in, let's make sure we are actually making treated planks. Well, yeah, well, yeah, we are. We are actually making them. That's good. I was going to say they're there, but they don't look to be actually doing anything. Ooh. Get in there, beavers! Build all the good stuff, that's what we want. Now, pips, I don't think we've got enough scrappers. We need even more than knocking about doing here. So beavers, maximum priority, all of those. The workplaces are already maximum priority. And we might need to send some emergency beavers over here. Apart from the fact that there's no food. Oh, and look at this, peeps. All the way from Vomu to Katsi died of old age last night. We just lost like 11 or 12 beavers, and I don't want to lose loads more to bloody starvation, you know? I mean, I am tempted. Disconnect the path so we have no district crossing. And instead, just send our beavers run the side here. And providing we delete the appropriate paths on this side, we should be able to very easily connect this path together right here. And now all of a sudden, these berries over here are part of the resourceful district. Now let's have a deeks of all the hungry beavers sprinting their way over to this bit berry house. Well, unfortunately that means all of these berries in here are about to disappear. Along with, by the looks of things, all of these berries that we had planted and the majority of all of these bloody trees. We done our read like. We kept them going for quite some time. Blooming heck, we are proper chock-a-block on our wood, aren't we? Oh, and now that I think about this area, it's very likely that if I delete this, no bad'll happen because it's all sealed. I wasn't 100% on that one though, peeps. I'm pretty happy it was all sealed. And the same should be for here as well. This is all sealed up. Now to matter. Alright, beavers, now it's time to get some throttling valves on the crack. 2 on top of each other. Now, to keep things simple while we're automating, we have divided this little circle of resourcefulness up like a clock face. So if we can down to this throttling valve at the bottom, the bad water throttling valve, we need to automate this to our 9 o'clock Tammy. And we also need to automate this one to our 9 o'clock Tammy too. And then we got our 12 o'clock Tammy's hour here. And we got our bloody 3 o'clock Tammy's hour here. And the way these throttling valves work is the bottom one is purely for contamination. So the second or 3 o'clock Tammy gets above 0% contamination. It'll switch on, which means this bottom throttling valve will open right up. And if it's off like it is now, you know, there's 0% contamination, then it's fully closed, allowing the water to go up an hour, the top throttling valve, which we might not want to actually automate to the Tammies, because they're just simple contamination sensors. Whee! Yes, that's right, we have a bit of a starvation issue over here, and the berries only very temporarily fixed it. And I've been thinking, it might be best, instead of having this set to temperate weather, have it set to a drought? So let's see how all of that works. Now, obviously, we're going to have to reverse all of these automations, aka instead of them looking directly at the weather station, they'll look at the not the weather station relay. That's the only automation I've done so far. I'm happy to reverse that. That's easy enough. If this is set to drought, I can have a relay that's and our drought sensor as well as 3 o'clock Tammy. Now, the reason we want an and relay here, instead of just having it set to purely the drought sensor, is when we have the end of a bad tide coming up to a temperate season, we want to wait for all of the contaminated water to no longer be contaminated before we open up this soon to be fill valve, aka out of this top throttling valve here. Now instead of using this relay, because I realised I would also have to utilise another 2 relays for that job, I just decided I'm going to plop some relays on the actual sources themselves. So we've got the 3 o'clock release relay here, we've got the 12 o'clock release relay, and we've got the 9 o'clock release relay. So as for valves and soon to be converted sluices, our bottom ones just look at the certain o'clock tammies, and our top ones just look at the certain o'clock releases. Simple as. But yeah, now we've got 5.7 days to get those back in, Beavers, because we very much do not want to have empty reservoirs. Oh, and yes, that's right, we need to reverse all of this. You are no longer looking at the drought station, you're looking at not a drought relay. Let's copy and paste all of those settings onto all of these now unpaused water schlobers, including these 2 that I got permanently paused, to be fair. I have manually repaused these 2 so we can hopefully get a nice full wee reservoir for the next temperate season. And I've been noticing you cannot access any of this, because if we have a look down here, this stairs block access and, you know, a bit of a power shaft as well. Therefore I reckon it might be time to get ourselves a fancy pantsed spiral stair on here, and then I'm sure you know where this is going. Now, as fun as this would be to continue, I would have to remove the path going everywhere. So instead of having loads and loads of spiral stairs on the side there, it's honestly wonderful as it does look, because they do interfere with each other. We're going to have to real casually delete all of it and replace it with a humble ladder stack. Still incorporating with spiral staircase, you know. And whenever these all get built, the Beavers will be able to access these bit factories here too. And we still haven't even got this bloody deep barred water pump in! It's actually just going to have evaporated by the time we get round to putting a deep barred water pump in there. Who knew the metalsmith could hold you up on cycle 30 here? You think we would have this sorted by now? Although I suppose specifically for the Limonless Overlook, we did go quite crazy in getting all of the scrap metal up here. Particularly because we want to start irrigating up here, but before we do that, we need to conquer this, and guess who forgot about the bloody contamination sensor under here? Well, the Beavers completely forgot to build it as well. Let's have ourselves a look, 67% contamination. How horrendously not even straw and water, man. Hang on. Why? Oh, you got dynamite down there, which can't be blown up. Delete use. But yeah, how utterly terrible is the efficiency here? Oh, it's not great, but it's not terrible either. We are still slurping some water out. And what are we at now? 68% contamination. Honestly, I'm feeling like 90% contamination at this point. I mean, look, we're only at 70, so let's set it to 75% contamination. Ooh, piece of TNTs. Let's detonate those 2 bad lads. That way we can get at least one of them replaced, because I need to pop another TNT on here. But I mean, like, look, at speed 1, it's still gunning up at a reasonable rate. This is quite important, though. I do want to get this done. So let's maximum prioritize the building of this. And then let's keep an eye on how efficient we are, so we know where to set the bar. And of course, set off some TNT. So now our deep barred water pumps are as efficient as they can be. We're still reasonably efficient, up at 70%. And our resourceful beavers here have deleted one of their water slopers, so they can pop on another farmhouse directly on the ladder stack, which can conveniently access all of these kohlrabis that aren't getting picked for some reason. Even though they are thriving in the grassland here with the coos. So now, Beavers, there's another maximum priority job for you. So if you wouldn't mind just hurrying it up and banging them in. And if naught else, I feel right that there's enough water left in this reservoir to go on a hippity-hop adventure and stand atop this big old dam here in such a way where we get to watch the rest of this cycle play out in an end of episode speedy up it. I do hope you've enjoyed this episode of Lemonless Canyoneers, or resourceful beavers, finally are doing at the scrapping level. You can see them scrapping away like their life depends on it, because it pretty much does. We've been lucky these past 2 episodes when they bad tide. I did also pop another large industrial pile down and ask the beavers to slap loads of treater planks in there, so hopefully we'll actually get the throttling valves built before the drought ends. But now peeps, I'm fairly happy with this episode. This season is quite a different pace to my usual seasons if you're used to them. We take it slow on this map. We don't really have a choice but to take it slow, so we take it slow. But now for real peeps, I'm quite happy with this because we've managed to get a half decent bit of automation in. We're making decent progress on the scrappage. We even have most of the ladder stack in as a backup. We're finally updating the power in Resourceful, which has been a long time coming. And with hindsight, I wish I had done that before 1.0 released and metal parts were a thing, because that slowed us down massively. That's not the game or the devs' fault, that's all the cupcakes' fault. Now, we'll say, peeps, enjoy this river valley while you can, because once out of the scraps out of here, the bad water repulsion system that we dreamt up, or I dreamt up, literally in update 5 peeps, is gonna completely change this valley. Like I say, a lot more than it perhaps should, because we're now all the way at update 1, but we're gonna stay true to the update 5 vision of Resourceful's bad water repulsion system. But anywho, enough of my waffling. I hope you have yourselves a canny old week. Until the next one. Toodle